Have you ever woken up with that knot in your stomach? Not from fear, but from the sheer weight of everything you want to achieve. You know the feeling. Your goals, once so exciting, now feel like stones in your pockets, dragging you down into quiet exhaustion. What if ambition wasn't supposed to feel this heavy? For years, I chased success like it was a volume competition. Louder, faster, more visible. And I burned out. Hard. It turns out, the constant pressure we put on ourselves isn't a marker of dedication. It's a design flaw in how we carry our ambition. Today, I want to talk about why modern ambition feels so burdensome and how we can lighten the load. By the end of this video, you'll have three things. First, a clear understanding of the productivity guilt trap. Second, a simple mental framework to reframe your journey. And third, three practical, quiet steps you can take this week to move forward without the crushing weight. Let's break down the problem. Our ambition feels heavy because we've conflated hustle with worth. We're sold a story that if we're not constantly performing our effort, grinding, hustling, sacrificing, then we're not truly committed. This creates what I call productivity guilt. The common advice of just work harder or hustle in silence fails because it doesn't address the core issue. It just tells you to carry the heavier load more quietly. The internal narrative stays the same. I am not doing enough. So you add more stones to your own pockets. You compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Is it any wonder your shoulders ache? I remember a specific Thursday. I'd hit a quarterly goal, something I should have celebrated. But instead of feeling achievement, I felt dread, because my immediate thought was, okay, what's the next target? How do I top this? My ambition had become a treadmill, not a path. The finish line just kept moving, and the joy was completely gone. So here's the shift. What if you traded the hammer for the compass? Think of the hustle mindset as a hammer. It's loud, forceful, and great for smashing through immediate walls. But it's exhausting to swing all day, and it's a terrible tool for navigation. A compass, however, is quiet, steady, and light. It doesn't do the work for you, but it ensures every step you take is in a purposeful direction. Your ambition shouldn't be a hammer you're forced to swing, but a compass you choose to follow. This is the quiet comeback. It's not about giving up. It's about trading performative exhaustion for sustainable direction. Success becomes less about the noise you make and more about the ground you consistently cover, step by quiet step. How do you make this shift? Here are three actionable steps designed for a quieter, more sustainable climb. Step 1. Decouple busy from better. This week, audit one daily routine. Are you doing tasks because they're visible or because they're truly valuable? For example, instead of staying late at the office just to be seen, leave on time and spend an hour reading or learning a skill that genuinely moves your needle. In the American context of face time at work, this is a radical, quiet act of redefinition. I worked with a client. Let's call her Maya, a project manager in Chicago. She felt buried in meetings. Her action was to propose turning 2 weekly status meetings into concise, written updates. It felt scary, but it freed up 5 hours a week. She used that time for strategic planning. Within a quarter, her team's efficiency was up, and she was praised for her leadership, not her meeting attendance. Step 2. Practice finishing feelings. When you complete a task, even a small one, take 60 seconds to feel finished. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Mentally say, "This is done." This creates psychological closure, preventing completed tasks from emotionally rolling into the next one. It lightens the mental clutter. Step 3. Define your enough for the day. At the start of each day, define what enough looks like. Not the fantasy, perfect day, the realistic, good enough day. Is it making 3 important calls? Writing 500 words? When you hit it, you have permission to transition mentally out of work mode. This builds a container for your ambition, so it doesn't spill over and drown your entire life. Let's recap. First, we identified the problem. Ambition feels heavy because we're using a hammer instead of a compass. Second, we made the shift to the quiet comeback mindset. And third, we build a path with 3 steps: decoupling busy from better, practicing finishing feelings, and defining your daily enough. Here's a question for you to reflect on. If your ambition felt 30% lighter tomorrow, what gentle action would you start with? Not the loud, heroic leap. The quiet, first step. Remember, Sustainable success isn't about carrying more weight than anyone else. It's about learning how to carry your unique load with more grace and less strain. You are allowed to build something meaningful without being crushed by the process. Now, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, share what's one stone, one expectation or habit you're ready to take out of your pocket to lighten your load. Your insight might be the nudge someone else needs. If this perspective resonated with you, please like this video. It helps others find this calmer conversation. And consider subscribing for more content focused on quiet, sustainable success. We're building a space away from the noise. Next week, we're talking about a related, crucial skill: how to disappoint people gracefully. Because a lighter load also means knowing what you don't need to carry. Thank you for your time. Go gently,